My first memory of Bill climbing. The security police were very, very interested. They had a photograph of young Albie and young Bill Goodman with rucksacks, wearing, I remember, tire boots I had in those days, dressed in khaki, and the police were convinced this was the beginnings of guerrilla warfare in South Africa. And I was refusing to answer any questions. Who is this man? What were you doing? Tell us, tell us. I refused to answer any questions. But I'm kind of smirking inside because I know they're barking up a wrong tree completely. Bill had come to Cape Town, it would have been 1962 or 61, thereabouts, following on Ernie Goodman, who had come with Frida, Bill's mom, to see the little town outside Cape Town where she'd been born. A great friendship between Albie and the Goodman family. And now it was Bill's turn to be with me. And we climbed Table Mountain, and the rucksack had dangerous materials, a couple of oranges, a water bottle, some sandwiches. And I refused to answer any questions about him. The second memory is driving in North America from Detroit to Algonquin Lake Park, whatever it was called. Bill's a dad with his children, I'm a dad with my children. I used to joke that I'm the only parent in the world who has gone with his kids to Detroit for a summer holiday. In fact, we'd had a marvelous summer holiday in Detroit, and now we were going up to the lake. Big van, everybody chatting away, and Bill stops the van. He's looking at his watch. He's got a phone call. And he goes to a public phone booth. You remember those things, public phone booths? There were no mobile phones in those days. And he says, sorry everybody, I've got to stop. He goes out, we wait, he comes back, he's beaming, he's so excited. He'd been in touch with his firm, and they had just won a lawsuit for something like $3 million. And he got that news stopping on the road, driving up. And it was a case that the firm had brought about somebody who'd been injured at work by a new machine that had been made, and the jury had been so angry at this idea of this soulless, money-making industrial outfit, and they went for the family of the man who was destroyed in their pursuit of profit because they didn't take proper precautions. And we had a great holiday, and Amy, I want to remember you saved my dignity because I was with my kids and they were fighting over who was going to be in the canoe with Dad. I want my turn, until Dad got into the canoe. I didn't know how to paddle. Everybody was going ahead. I was slowly behind, and then they said afterwards, I've had my turn with Dad, I've had my turn with Dad. And only when we finally stopped, you showed me the J stroke. Thank you, Amy. Thank you for saving my dignity, and I was able to paddle back from Algonquin. So I remember Bill in that sense, the family person. He loved his children. He loved his companions. He was a very loving, giving person and a generous person and a great person to travel with and be with because of that kind of ebullience that was so enjoyable to share in. My third memory is walking. This is now in New York. This is now in New York, and we're walking across Brooklyn Bridge. He's going to work, and I'd been staying in Brooklyn, And we're walking and we're talking, and there's that huge city around us, but we're totally wrapped up in our ideas. And he's with the Centre for Constitutional Rights. He was like stern and thoughtful and preoccupied, and it was a heavy energy that he was carrying with him, the responsibilities of now not just being an attorney in Detroit fighting for clients in particular cases, but somehow bearing the weight of this team of people trying to ensure constitutional rights, constitutional literacy, constitutional awareness, constitutional feel for everybody in the United States and anybody elsewhere in the world interested in what's going on in the United States. The fourth memory, I would say we were ambling in Detroit, that city I loved so much. Both a lot older, with grandchildren now. And he took me with such pride to the pub, that's what we would call it, the bar where Rodriguez used to sing. And with like great amusement that this guy who was kind of a little bit known in Detroit, become, according to the story, huge in South Africa at a certain time. And he was still performing in Detroit in those days. And we were reminiscing a lot. We're discussing current events. He's got that geniality that he always had. There was something resolute, strong, focused, centered in Bill. A strong sense of right and wrong, connected with people's struggles, connected with justice, coupled with a great amiability, generosity. A lot of people on the left have beautiful ideas, strong convictions, terrific people, but they tense and inward and so wrapped up in their heads and their ideas. Often a lot of anger there. I didn't feel that with Bill. He had a generosity and an openness of spirit, a geniality. He could connect up with people. He enjoyed life. He enjoyed being. He enjoyed doing things. He enjoyed companionship. He enjoyed solidarity. He enjoyed enjoying. It was immensely pleasurable. I looked forward to my meetings with him. I looked forward to that igniting of the friendship, remembering things over the years, remembering struggles we'd both been in different parts of the world, sometimes together in different places, sometimes together, sometimes far apart. It's hard to say goodbye. It's hard to say goodbye. I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing. He didn't just fade away. He didn't die after a long illness. Suddenly, Bill was gone. It was hard, hard, hard. A beautiful friend, a wonderful friend. Bye-bye, Bill.